name is Lieutenant Commander Sarah Mitchell, and this is the story of how my own sister told me I would never belong in our military family, then watched in stunned silence as my Admiral stepfather announced to a room full of senior officers that I would be taking command of the most prestigious naval base on the West Coast. What happened between that moment of rejection and ultimate vindication will show you that sometimes the people who underestimate you the most are the ones who know you the least. Before we jump back in, tell us where you're tuning in from, and if this story touches you, make sure you're subscribed, because tomorrow, I've saved something extra special for you. The Mitchell family name carried weight in every corner of the United States Navy. For 3 generations, Mitchell men had commanded ships, led naval operations, and earned the kind of respect that comes only through exceptional service and unwavering dedication to naval excellence. When civilians heard the name Mitchell in military circles, they automatically assumed competence, leadership capability, and the sort of strategic thinking that wins wars and protects nations. My stepfather, Admiral James Mitchell, had earned his 4th star through a combination of brilliant tactical thinking, uncompromising integrity, and the ability to inspire absolute loyalty among the sailors who served under his command. His reputation extended far beyond the naval hierarchy into the highest levels of Pentagon planning and international military cooperation. When Admiral Mitchell spoke, 4-star generals from other branches listened, with the attention reserved for true strategic masters. My older sister, Commander Victoria Mitchell, had followed the family tradition with the kind of precision and determination that seemed to run in the Mitchell bloodline. At 32 years old, she commanded a guided missile destroyer, with the authority and confidence that marked her as destined for flag rank. Victoria possessed the natural leadership presence that made subordinates eager to follow her orders and superiors confident in her judgment during critical operations. The Mitchell family gatherings were legendary within naval circles, bringing together active duty officers, retired admirals, defense contractors, and political figures whose decisions shaped American military policy. These events served as informal strategy sessions, where national security challenges were discussed, with the kind of candor that only occurred when everyone present held security clearances and understood the weight of classified information. I was not born a Mitchell. My biological father, Captain Robert Chen, had been killed in action when I was 8 years old during a classified operation that my mother never discussed in detail. The official notifications spoke of heroic service and ultimate sacrifice, but the emotional reality for my mother was widowhood at 35, with a young daughter whose future suddenly became uncertain. My mother, Dr. Catherine Chen, was a brilliant naval intelligence analyst whose work on encryption systems had earned her recognition throughout the intelligence community. Her marriage to Admiral Mitchell 3 years after my father's death created a blended family that appeared seamless from the outside, but contained undercurrents of complexity that never fully resolved. Admiral Mitchell had adopted me legally, and treated me with the same expectations and support he provided to Victoria. He never made distinctions between his biological daughter and his adopted daughter, when it came to educational opportunities, career guidance, or family responsibilities. In his mind, I was a Mitchell in every way that mattered, and he expected me to uphold the family reputation with the same dedication that had characterized 3 generations of naval service. However, Victoria never fully accepted my place in the Mitchell legacy. While she maintained cordial relationships during family gatherings and public events, her private conversations often included subtle reminders that I was not a real Mitchell, and that my presence in naval service reflected Admiral Mitchell's generosity, rather than any inherent right to carry the family name. The United States Naval Academy at Annapolis represented the pinnacle of military education and the traditional pathway for serious naval careers. My acceptance to the academy had been earned through academic excellence, leadership demonstrations, and the kind of comprehensive evaluation that identified future naval officers among thousands of highly qualified applicants. My 4 years at Annapolis were simultaneously the most challenging and rewarding period of my young life. The academic demands required mastery of engineering principles, military history, leadership theory, and strategic thinking that would form the foundation for effective naval service. The physical training pushed every midshipman to their limits, while building the stamina and resilience essential for military operations. The leadership development programs at Annapolis were particularly intensive, requiring midshipmen to assume responsibility for training younger students, while learning to function effectively within hierarchical command structures. These experiences provided practical education in decision-making under pressure, team building, and the delicate balance between authority and accountability that defines effective military leadership. My academic performance consistently placed me in the top 10% of my class, with particular strength in naval engineering and strategic planning courses. My senior thesis on littoral combat operations earned recognition from faculty members and was subsequently referenced in professional military education curricula. The combination of intellectual achievement and practical leadership capability marked me as a midshipman destined for significant naval responsibility. However, the shadow of the Mitchell name created complications that I had not anticipated. Some classmates assumed that my family connections provided advantages that explained my success, while others expected me to demonstrate exceptional performance that justified my place in such a distinguished naval lineage. The pressure to prove myself worthy of the Mitchell name became a constant companion throughout my academy years. My graduation from the Naval Academy led to assignment as an ensign aboard the USS Constitution, a guided missile cruiser operating in the Pacific Fleet. The transition from midshipman to junior officer represented a dramatic shift in responsibility and authority that tested every aspect of my academy training while providing intensive education in the realities of naval operations. The USS Constitution was commanded by Captain Maria Rodriguez, a brilliant tactical officer whose reputation for developing junior officers was well established throughout the Pacific Fleet. Captain Rodriguez had specifically requested high-performing academy graduates for her wardroom, recognizing that exceptional junior officers often became the foundation for exceptional ship performance during complex operations. My initial assignment as communications officer provided comprehensive exposure to the coordination and information management that enables modern naval operations. The position required technical expertise in advanced communication systems, strategic understanding of operational requirements, and the leadership capability to manage a division of skilled enlisted sailors whose experience often exceeded my own. The learning curve was steep and unforgiving. Naval operations allow no margin for error when ships worth billions of dollars and crews numbering in the hundreds depend on precise execution of complex procedures. The responsibility for maintaining communication links that could mean the difference between mission success and catastrophic failure created pressure that tested my technical knowledge and decision-making capability on a daily basis. Captain Rodriguez became an unexpected mentor whose guidance extended far beyond the specific requirements of my assigned duties. She recognized my potential for broader naval leadership and provided opportunities for cross-training in navigation, weapons systems, and tactical planning that enhanced my understanding of ship operations. Her investment in my professional development reflected her belief that exceptional junior officers deserved comprehensive preparation for future command responsibilities. My performance evaluations consistently exceeded the standards expected for junior officers, with particular recognition for innovation in communication procedures and leadership effectiveness with enlisted personnel. The combination of technical competence and interpersonal skills marked me as a junior officer, with significant potential for advancement and increased responsibility. As my naval career progressed through successive promotions and increasingly responsible assignments, the tension with Victoria became more apparent and problematic. Her own career advancement was proceeding according to traditional expectations for Mitchell family members, but my parallel success created what she perceived as unwelcome competition for family recognition and professional distinction. The issue reached a breaking point during my promotion to lieutenant commander, a rank that positioned me for potential selection to department head positions and eventual executive officer assignments. Victoria had achieved the same rank 2 years earlier, maintaining what she considered an appropriate senior position within our generation of Mitchell family members. However, my promotion ceremony attracted attention that Victoria found concerning. Admiral Mitchell's pride in my achievement was evident to everyone present, and several senior officers commented on the exceptional performance evaluations that had supported my advancement. The recognition I received suggested that my career trajectory might parallel or even exceed Victoria's achievements, challenging her assumption that she would naturally emerge as the preeminent Mitchell family member of our generation. The professional competition between us might have remained manageable if it had been confined to our individual careers. However, The Mitchell family tradition included expectations for public recognition and advancement that reflected positively on the family legacy. Victoria apparently believed that my success diluted the significance of her own achievements, while threatening her position as Admiral Mitchell's primary heir to the family's naval reputation. The annual Mitchell family reunion was scheduled for the first weekend in November, at Admiral Mitchell's residence in Coronado, an event that brought together active-duty family members, retired officers, and defense industry associates whose relationships with the Mitchell family spanned decades of military cooperation and professional collaboration. These gatherings served multiple purposes beyond simple family socializing. They provided opportunities for informal consultation on military policy issues, networking that supported career advancement for family members and associates, and the maintenance of relationships that enhanced the Mitchell family's influence within naval and defense establishments. The guest list for this particular reunion included 2 other flag officers, several senior captains, defense contractors involved in advanced naval systems development, and retired officers whose continued involvement in strategic planning made their perspectives valuable for current military leaders. The event represented the kind of high-level networking that could influence career trajectories and policy decisions. Victoria had been preparing for this gathering with unusual intensity, apparently viewing it as an opportunity to establish her position as the primary representative of the next generation of Mitchell family leadership. Her recent assignment as executive officer of a major destroyer had positioned her for potential command selection, and she intended to leverage the reunion for professional advancement and family recognition. Preparing and narrating this story took us a lot of time, so if you are enjoying it, subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us. Now back to the story. My invitation to attend the gathering was automatic given my family status, but Victoria's reaction to my planned presence suggested that she viewed my attendance as problematic. Several weeks before the event, she began making comments about the importance of maintaining family traditions and ensuring that the Mitchell reputation continued to be represented by appropriate family members. 3 days before the reunion, Victoria requested a private conversation that she characterized as important for family harmony and mutual understanding. We met at a coffee shop near the naval base where she was stationed, a neutral location that she apparently considered appropriate for what she described as a candid discussion about family dynamics and professional relationships. Victoria's approach was initially diplomatic, acknowledging my naval service and professional achievements, while suggesting that my continued association with the Mitchell family name created complications that needed to be addressed. She explained that many people within naval circles assumed that my success resulted from Admiral Mitchell's influence rather than my own capabilities, and that this perception potentially undermined both my credibility and the family's reputation. Her argument developed along lines that she had apparently rehearsed carefully. She suggested that my adoption into the Mitchell family, while legally valid, did not create the same obligations and privileges that characterized her birthright relationship to the family legacy. She explained that the Mitchell name carried expectations and responsibilities that required generational preparation and cultural understanding that could not be acquired through adoption and good intentions. The conversation became increasingly pointed as Victoria suggested that my naval career would benefit from establishing my own professional identity rather than relying on Mitchell family connections. She recommended that I consider using my birth name professionally, pursuing assignments that would demonstrate my individual capabilities, and generally creating distance between my achievements and the Mitchell family reputation. Her final statement was delivered with the kind of calm certainty that made it particularly devastating. She looked directly at me and said, "Sarah, you need to understand that you don't really belong in this family. You're not a real Mitchell, and pretending otherwise just makes everyone uncomfortable. It would be better for everyone if you stopped trying to be something you're not." The words hit me with unexpected force, despite the fact that our relationship had been deteriorating for months. The casual cruelty of dismissing my place in the family that had raised me, educated me, and supported my naval career created a combination of hurt and anger that left me temporarily speechless. Victoria apparently interpreted my silence as acceptance of her position, because she continued by suggesting that my absence from the upcoming reunion would be appreciated by everyone involved. She explained that my presence would create awkwardness for guests who understood the family dynamics, and that Admiral Mitchell would be relieved not to have to navigate the complications that my attendance might create. Victoria's words forced me to confront questions about my identity and place in the Mitchell family that I had been avoiding throughout my naval career. Her suggestion that I was essentially an imposter who had been tolerated but never truly accepted challenged my understanding of my relationship with Admiral Mitchell and my right to carry the family name. The emotional impact of her rejection was complicated by the fact that some of her observations contained elements of truth. I was not a biological Mitchell. My naval career had benefited from Admiral Mitchell's guidance and connections, and my presence in the family did create complexities that would not have existed otherwise. However, Victoria's characterization of my adoption as a charitable gesture rather than a genuine family relationship contradicted everything I had experienced in my relationship with Admiral Mitchell. His support for my education, career guidance, and pride in my achievements had always felt authentic rather than obligatory. His treatment of me as his daughter had been consistent and unconditional throughout my adolescence and naval career. The question that consumed my thoughts in the days following our conversation was whether Victoria's perspective represented her individual resentment or reflected broader family sentiment that had been concealed from me. If Admiral Mitchell and other family members shared her view that I was an outsider who had been tolerated rather than embraced, then my entire understanding of my place in the family was fundamentally incorrect. The upcoming reunion represented a crucial test of my family relationships and professional identity. Victoria's suggestion that I avoid the gathering contained an implicit threat that my attendance would create confrontation and embarrassment for everyone involved. However, accepting her characterization of my status would essentially validate her argument that I did not belong in the Mitchell family. Despite the emotional turmoil created by Victoria's ultimatum, I decided to attend the reunion as originally planned. The decision reflected my determination to maintain my relationship with Admiral Mitchell and other family members regardless of Victoria's objections, and my refusal to accept her characterization of my family's status without giving Admiral Mitchell the opportunity to clarify his position. My preparation for the reunion took on additional significance given the stakes that Victoria had established. If she was correct that my presence would create discomfort, and that Admiral Mitchell shared her perspective about my family status, then the gathering would likely be my final participation in Mitchell family events. However, if Victoria's position represented her individual resentment rather than broader family sentiment, then the reunion would provide an opportunity to address the tension directly and establish my place in the family definitively. The prospect of public confrontation was uncomfortable, but the alternative of accepting exile from the family that had raised me was unacceptable. The professional implications of the family conflict were equally significant. My naval career had been built on the foundation of Mitchell family expectations and support, and any public rejection of my family status would inevitably affect my professional relationships and advancement opportunities. As the reunion weekend approached, I found myself preparing not just for a family gathering, but for a defining moment that would determine my identity and future within both the Mitchell family and the naval service that had become my career and calling. The Mitchell family estate in Coronado represented more than personal wealth or military prestige. The sprawling Mediterranean-style mansion overlooking San Diego Bay served as an unofficial embassy, where naval strategy intersected with national defense policy. The walls displayed 3 generations of Mitchell family naval achievements, alongside photographs documenting relationships with presidents, foreign military leaders, and defense industry pioneers, whose innovations had shaped modern warfare. Admiral Mitchell had purchased the property 25 years earlier, when his promotion to flag rank provided both the financial means and social obligation to maintain a residence appropriate for high-level military entertaining. The House had since hosted classified briefings that influenced Pacific Fleet strategy, retirement ceremonies for distinguished naval officers, and the kind of informal gatherings where billion-dollar defense contracts were conceived through conversations that never appeared in official records. The estate's strategic location provided convenient access to Naval Base San Diego, Naval Air Station North Island, and the Defense Contracting Command facilities that coordinated military procurement throughout the Southwest Pacific region. The proximity enabled Admiral Mitchell to maintain the intensive schedule required for flag-level responsibility while providing appropriate venues for the diplomatic and strategic consultation that characterized modern military leadership. The architectural design reflected both Mitchell family taste and functional requirements for military entertaining. The main residence contained formal dining facilities that could accommodate 30 guests, a library that doubled as a secure conference room, and entertaining areas that facilitated the informal networking essential for effective defense cooperation. Guest quarters provided accommodation for visiting military leaders whose travel schedules often required overnight stays during complex operational planning. My arrival at the estate 3 hours before the official reception provided opportunity for private conversation with Admiral Mitchell and assessment of the family dynamics that would influence the evening's events. The household staff was preparing for the reception with military precision, arranging formal dining settings and security protocols that reflected the classified nature of many anticipated discussions. Admiral Mitchell greeted me with the warmth and pride that had characterized our relationship throughout my naval career. His genuine pleasure in my presence contrasted sharply with Victoria's suggestions that my family status created discomfort or obligation, rather than authentic connection. The consistency of his support provided reassurance that Victoria's perspective might represent individual resentment rather than broader family sentiment. However, the conversation revealed underlying concerns that Admiral Mitchell had not previously shared directly. He acknowledged that my relationship with Victoria had become strained and expressed regret that family dynamics were creating personal stress during what should have been a period of professional celebration. His awareness of the tension suggested that Victoria's feelings were not entirely concealed from other family members. Admiral Mitchell's approach to addressing the situation demonstrated the diplomatic skills that had made him effective in managing complex international military relationships. He avoided taking sides in the conflict, while making clear that both Victoria and I were valued family members whose success reflected positively on the Mitchell legacy. His diplomatic neutrality provided emotional support while maintaining family stability. The conversation also revealed that Admiral Mitchell had specific professional considerations that influenced his perspective on family dynamics. His position required careful management of personal relationships that could affect his military responsibilities, and any public family discord might reflect negatively on his judgment and leadership capability. The intersection of personal and professional obligations created complexities that extended beyond simple family relationships. Victoria arrived at the estate an hour before the reception with her husband, Commander Marcus Thompson, a naval aviator whose own career ambitions aligned closely with Victoria's family advancement strategies. Their partnership represented a formidable combination of Mitchell family connections and professional competence that positioned them for significant influence within naval leadership circles. Victoria's preparation for the evening was methodical and comprehensive, reflecting her understanding that the reception represented opportunity for career advancement and family positioning. She had researched every anticipated guest, prepared talking points about her recent operational experience, and coordinated her appearance and conversation strategy to maximize professional impact, while reinforcing her position as the preeminent representative of the next generation of Mitchell family leadership. Her approach to managing my presence at the reception was sophisticated and calculated. Rather than creating obvious confrontation that might reflect negatively on her own professionalism, Victoria implemented a strategy of subtle marginalization designed to reinforce her earlier argument that I did not belong in family military circles. Her tactics included positioning herself as the primary family host, dominating conversations about family military history, and directing guests' attention away from my naval service toward her own achievements and future potential. The strategy demonstrated Victoria's understanding that direct conflict would likely backfire by highlighting her insecurity and potentially generating sympathy for my position. Instead, her approach focused on establishing clear hierarchies that reinforced traditional family structure, while making my outsider status apparent through social positioning rather than explicit statements. Commander Thompson's role in Victoria's strategy was supportive but less obvious. His presence provided additional military credibility, while enabling Victoria to present herself as part of an established naval power couple whose combined influence exceeded individual achievements. Their partnership represented the kind of strategic alliance that often characterized successful military careers and family advancement. The reception guest list reflected Admiral Mitchell's position at the intersection of military leadership, defense policy, and international cooperation. The attendees included Rear Admiral Patricia Hernandez, whose responsibility for Pacific Fleet logistics made her one of the most influential officers in naval operations. Admiral Hernandez had earned her position through exceptional performance in supply chain management and strategic planning that had revolutionized naval readiness throughout the Pacific theater. Vice Admiral Robert Chang commanded Naval Surface Forces Pacific, overseeing all destroyer, cruiser, and amphibious operations from California to Japan. His responsibility for maintaining naval supremacy in the world's largest ocean required coordination with allies, management of complex technological systems, and strategic thinking that influenced American foreign policy throughout the Pacific region. Admiral Chang's presence at the reception indicated Admiral Mitchell's continued influence in strategic planning circles. General Catherine Williams represented the Marine Corps perspective on joint operations and amphibious warfare. Her experience in combined arms operations and international cooperation provided crucial insights into the coordination between naval and ground forces that characterized modern military operations. General Williams's attendance reflected the inter-service cooperation that had become essential for effective defense planning. The defense industry representatives included Dr. Sarah Kim, whose leadership of advanced radar development had produced systems that enhanced naval air defense capabilities throughout the fleet. Dr. Kim's work on integration between naval sensors and weapons systems represented the kind of technological innovation that maintained American naval superiority against emerging threats from potential adversaries. Robert Chen, Senior Vice President for Naval Systems at Lockheed Martin, brought expertise in combat systems integration and advanced weapons development. His oversight of programs worth billions of dollars made him a crucial figure in maintaining the technological advantages that enabled American naval forces to project power effectively throughout the world's oceans. The evening reception proceeded with the formal protocols appropriate for high-level military gathering. Admiral Mitchell's opening remarks acknowledged the distinguished service of all attendees, while emphasizing the importance of continued cooperation between military leadership and defense industry innovation. His comments established the tone for conversations that would address both immediate operational challenges and long-term strategic planning requirements. The networking that followed dinner demonstrated the sophisticated relationship management that characterized successful military and defense careers. Conversations moved seamlessly between technical discussions of advanced naval systems, strategic assessments of international threats, and professional updates that maintained the personal connections essential for effective cooperation during operational crises. Victoria positioned herself strategically throughout the reception, ensuring maximum exposure to senior officers while demonstrating her knowledge of current naval operations and strategic challenges. Her conversations revealed thorough preparation and genuine professional competence that impressed the distinguished guests, while reinforcing her family position and career ambitions. My own interactions with the reception guests provided insights into the professional respect that my naval service had generated independently of family connections. Several senior officers commented positively on my recent performance evaluations and operational achievements, indicating that my reputation within naval circles was based on demonstrated competence rather than family influence. Admiral Hernandez's conversation was particularly significant because her logistics command provided comprehensive oversight of officer performance throughout the Pacific Fleet. Her knowledge of my operational effectiveness and leadership capability suggested that my professional reputation was well established among senior naval leaders who made promotion and assignment decisions. The technical discussions throughout the evening revealed the complexity of modern naval operations and the sophisticated coordination required between military leadership and defense industry innovation. These conversations highlighted the intellectual demands of senior naval responsibility, while demonstrating the strategic thinking that separated exceptional officers from competent professionals. During a break in the formal reception activities, Admiral Chang approached me for private conversation that revealed aspects of my professional reputation that I had not fully understood. His comments indicated that my recent performance as communications officer had attracted attention from Pacific Fleet command staff, who were evaluating junior officers for accelerated advancement and increased responsibility. Admiral Chang's assessment of my potential for senior naval leadership was based on specific operational achievements that had been documented in official performance evaluations and informal feedback from commanding officers. His knowledge of my career progression suggested that senior naval leaders were tracking my development with the kind of attention typically reserved for officers identified as having exceptional potential. The conversation revealed that my technical innovations in communication procedures had been implemented throughout the Pacific Fleet, improving operational effectiveness while reducing costs and complexity. The widespread adoption of my procedural improvements indicated that my contributions to naval operations extended beyond individual ship performance to fleet-wide capability enhancement. Admiral Chang's discussion of future assignment opportunities provided insight into career paths that could position me for senior leadership responsibility within relatively aggressive timelines. His suggestions included department head positions on major warships, staff assignments with strategic planning responsibilities, and educational opportunities that would prepare me for eventual command authority. The professional recognition that Admiral Chang described contrasted sharply with Victoria's characterization of my naval service as dependent on family connections rather than individual merit. The evidence of genuine professional achievement and senior-level recognition suggested that my career progression reflected documented competence rather than family influence or favorable treatment. The reception provided opportunity for distinguished guests to observe Mitchell family dynamics while forming impressions that could influence future professional relationships and career opportunities. The family tensions that Victoria and I had managed to keep private were potentially visible to experienced military leaders whose assessment of character and judgment affected assignment decisions and promotion recommendations. Victoria's strategy of positioning herself as the primary family representative while marginalizing my presence created subtle dynamics that experienced military leaders would likely notice and evaluate. Her approach risked appearing territorial or insecure to senior officers who valued confidence and professional maturity above family positioning or inherited status. My response to Victoria's social positioning required careful management to avoid appearing defensive while maintaining appropriate dignity and professional presence. The challenge was demonstrating confidence and competence without creating confrontation that would reflect negatively on Admiral Mitchell or damage family relationships that extended beyond individual careers. The guest observations of family interaction provided real-time feedback about the effectiveness of different approaches to managing professional relationships and personal conflicts. The senior officers present had extensive experience evaluating character under pressure and would form impressions based on behavior patterns rather than superficial presentations. Admiral Mitchell's management of family dynamics during the reception demonstrated the diplomatic skills that had made him effective in complex international negotiations. His approach balanced support for both Victoria and me while maintaining the family unity essential for continued professional effectiveness and personal relationships. During a conversation with Dr. Kim about advanced naval systems development, I learned information that would prove crucial for understanding the broader context of my career trajectory and family positioning. Dr. Kim mentioned that recent technological developments in naval communication systems had created demand for officers with specific technical expertise and operational experience that closely matched my background and capabilities. The technological advancement that Dr. Kim described involved integration of artificial intelligence with traditional naval communication systems, creating capabilities that could revolutionize fleet coordination and strategic planning. The implementation of these systems required officers who combined technical understanding with operational experience and strategic thinking capability. Dr. Kim's assessment suggested that my combination of technical expertise, operational experience, and demonstrated leadership capability positioned me uniquely for roles in the development and implementation of next-generation naval systems. These opportunities represented career paths that could accelerate advancement while providing platform for exceptional contribution to naval capability and national defense. The intelligence about emerging technological requirements provided context for Admiral Chang's earlier discussion of accelerated career opportunities and senior leadership potential. The convergence of technological development and strategic requirements created demand for officers with rare combinations of capabilities that I apparently possessed. The information also suggested that my technical innovations in communication procedures had attracted attention beyond immediate operational effectiveness to strategic planning circles, where next-generation capabilities were being developed. The recognition indicated that my contributions to naval operations had significance that extended beyond individual performance to fleet-wide capability development. The reception concluded with my understanding of professional standing and career potential having been fundamentally transformed through conversations with distinguished guests who provided insights into opportunities and recognition that I had not previously understood. The evening revealed that my naval career had generated genuine professional respect that extended far beyond family connections or inherited status. The contrast between Victoria's characterization of my family position and the professional recognition demonstrated by senior naval leaders created cognitive dissonance that required resolution through careful analysis of competing perspectives and conflicting evidence. The gap between family dynamics and professional reality suggested that personal relationships and career trajectory might follow different paths forward. The intelligence gathered during the reception provided foundation for strategic thinking about career decisions and family relationships that would influence my future development and ultimate achievement. The opportunities described by senior officers represented potential paths that could validate my professional competence while transcending family conflicts and positioning disputes. The evening's events established clear stakes for the family confrontation that Victoria had initiated, while providing evidence that my professional standing was sufficiently strong to withstand family rejection if necessary. The foundation was set for decisions that would determine whether family harmony or professional advancement would take precedence in shaping my future direction. The transformation of my understanding about professional potential and career opportunities created momentum for the strategic thinking and bold action that would characterize subsequent phases of my journey toward ultimate vindication and recognition of my true capabilities and potential for exceptional naval leadership. The morning following the reception brought crystalline clarity regarding my professional standing and the complex dynamics that would determine my future trajectory within both the Mitchell family and the broader naval establishment. The conversations from the previous evening required careful analysis to understand their implications and develop appropriate strategic responses to the opportunities and challenges they had revealed. Admiral Chang's assessment of my career potential represented more than casual professional encouragement. His specific knowledge of my operational achievements and technical innovations indicated that senior Pacific Fleet leadership had been monitoring my development with the kind of attention typically reserved for officers identified as having exceptional advancement potential. The scope of his information suggested systematic evaluation rather than superficial familiarity with my service record. The technical innovations in communication procedures that had attracted fleet-wide attention represented a significant milestone in establishing professional credibility independent of family connections. The implementation of my procedural improvements across multiple commands demonstrated that my contributions to naval effectiveness were being recognized and adopted based on proven operational value rather than inherited status or favorable treatment. Dr. Kim's insights into emerging technological requirements provided strategic context for understanding how my unique combination of technical expertise and operational experience positioned me for roles in next-generation naval capabilities development. The convergence of technological advancement and strategic requirements created career opportunities that could accelerate my professional development, while enabling exceptional contributions to national defense capabilities. The reception had functioned as an inadvertent intelligence-gathering operation that provided comprehensive assessment of my professional reputation among senior naval leadership and defense industry executives. The consistency of positive evaluations from multiple independent sources suggested that my naval service had generated genuine recognition that extended far beyond immediate command relationships or family influence. Admiral Hernandez's knowledge of my performance throughout the Pacific Fleet Logistics Network indicated that my reputation for operational effectiveness had spread beyond individual ship assignments to broader naval operations. Her awareness of specific achievements and leadership capabilities suggested that senior staff officers were tracking my career development with the attention reserved for officers considered for accelerated advancement. The technical discussions throughout the evening had revealed that my innovations in naval communications systems were being evaluated for implementation across multiple platforms and operational environments. The scope of interest indicated that my contributions to naval effectiveness were being assessed for strategic impact rather than tactical improvement, suggesting recognition that my capabilities could influence fleet-wide operational capabilities. The defense industry perspective provided additional validation of my technical competence and strategic thinking capability. The contractors present at the reception represented companies whose success depended on accurate assessment of military capabilities and requirements, and their positive evaluation of my potential suggested that my professional standing was recognized beyond naval service circles. Victoria's strategy during the reception had demonstrated sophisticated understanding of social dynamics and professional networking, but it had also revealed the limitations of her approach to managing family competition and career advancement. Her efforts to marginalize my presence while promoting her own achievements had been executed with sufficient subtlety to avoid obvious confrontation, but experienced military leaders would have observed the underlying dynamics. The tension between Victoria's social positioning strategy and the genuine professional recognition I received from distinguished guests created contradictions that undermined her narrative about my family status and career prospects. Her characterization of my naval service as dependent on family connections was directly contradicted by evidence of independent professional achievement and senior-level recognition. The sophisticated military leaders present at the reception possessed extensive experience in evaluating character, competence, and leadership potential under various circumstances. Their positive assessment of my capabilities and potential, demonstrated through substantive professional conversations, provided objective validation that transcended family dynamics and personal relationships. Victoria's approach to family positioning created potential risks for her own career advancement by suggesting insecurity and territorial behavior that senior military leaders would view unfavorably. The military culture values confidence, professionalism, and collaborative leadership over competitive positioning and inherited status, making her strategy potentially counterproductive for long-term success. The intelligence gathered during the reception created multiple strategic options for responding to both the family dynamics initiated by Victoria and the professional opportunities identified by senior naval leaders. Each option carried different implications for family relationships, career trajectory, and personal fulfillment that required careful evaluation before making irreversible decisions. Pau al tom, endolu. The first option involved accepting Victoria's characterization of my family status, while pursuing the professional opportunities independently of Mitchell family connections. This approach would minimize family conflict while enabling career advancement based exclusively on individual merit and professional achievement. However, it would also require abandoning relationships and support systems that had been crucial for my development. The second option involved directly confronting Victoria's challenge to my family status, while simultaneously pursuing accelerated career advancement that would demonstrate my capabilities definitively. This approach carried higher risks for family relationships but offered potential for resolving underlying tensions through demonstrated success that could not be attributed to family influence or inherited advantages. The third option involved attempting to maintain family harmony while pursuing professional advancement through careful management of both personal relationships and career opportunities. This approach required sophisticated diplomatic skills and strategic patience, but offered potential for achieving both family acceptance and professional success simultaneously. Each strategic option required different resource allocations, relationship management strategies, and risk acceptance levels that would influence my development over the subsequent months and years. The decision would determine not only my immediate response to current challenges, but also the foundation for long-term success and personal satisfaction. The career opportunities identified during the reception required comprehensive professional development planning that would prepare me for increased responsibility while demonstrating readiness for advanced assignments and leadership roles. The acceleration timeline suggested by Admiral Chang demanded intensive skill development across multiple competency areas that would distinguish exceptional officers from competent professionals. The technical competency requirements for next-generation naval systems demanded continued education in advanced communication technologies, artificial intelligence applications, and systems integration methodologies that would enable effective leadership of complex technological implementation programs. The learning curve was substantial but achievable through focused effort and strategic resource allocation. The strategic planning capabilities required for senior naval leadership demanded understanding of international relations, defense policy development, and inter-service cooperation that extended beyond tactical operations to comprehensive national security planning. The educational requirements included formal military education and practical experience in policy development and strategic analysis. The leadership development necessary for flag-level responsibility required experience in managing complex organizations, directing large-scale operations, and coordinating with civilian leadership and international partners. The progression pathway included increasingly responsible assignments that would test and develop capabilities while building the track record necessary for senior leadership selection. The diplomatic skills essential for senior military leadership required understanding of international cooperation, defense partnership management, and the intersection of military operations with foreign policy objectives. The development opportunities included assignments with multinational commands and diplomatic functions that would provide practical experience in complex relationship management. The pursuit of accelerated career advancement required realistic assessment of available resources and strategic allocation of time, energy, and financial assets toward professional development objectives. The intensity of the development program demanded sacrifice of personal comfort and leisure activities while maintaining performance in current assignments and family obligations. The educational requirements for advanced military leadership included formal programs at prestigious institutions, specialized training in emerging technologies, and continuous professional development that required significant time investment in academic performance. The financial costs were manageable through military education benefits, but the time commitment required careful schedule management and priority setting. The networking requirements for career advancement demanded strategic relationship building with senior military leaders, defense industry executives, and policymakers whose support would be crucial for obtaining advanced assignments and promotion opportunities. The relationship development required authentic professional interaction and demonstrated value creation rather than superficial social positioning. The performance requirements for demonstrating readiness for increased responsibility demanded excellence in current assignments while seeking opportunities for leadership roles and innovation that would distinguish my contributions from those of competent peers. The performance standard required consistent excellence rather than occasional achievement. The career acceleration opportunities identified during the reception required strategic timeline development that would position me for advanced assignments while maintaining progression pace that avoided appearing overly ambitious or inappropriately aggressive. The timeline balance required demonstrating readiness for increased responsibility while respecting traditional advancement protocols and relationship management. The immediate timeline focused on maximizing performance in current assignments while beginning professional development activities that would prepare me for department head positions and strategic planning roles. The time frame required intensive effort while maintaining sustainable pace that could be continued over multiple years. The intermediate timeline addressed positioning for major command assignments and strategic staff positions that would provide platform for demonstrating capabilities at senior levels. The progression required successful completion of intermediate assignments while building relationships and reputation that would support advanced opportunity selection. The long-term timeline envisioned flag-level responsibility and strategic leadership roles that would enable significant contribution to naval capability and national defense effectiveness. The ultimate objectives required sustained excellence over extended periods while maintaining personal integrity and professional relationships that would support continued advancement. The professional development program required systematic implementation that would maximize learning efficiency while maintaining current performance standards and relationship obligations. The strategy demanded disciplined approach to time management and resource allocation that would enable comprehensive capability development within realistic timeframes. The educational component required enrollment in advanced military education programs, technical training in emerging naval systems, and strategic studies that would provide foundation for senior leadership responsibility. The academic requirements demanded intensive study while maintaining operational performance and professional obligations. The operational component required seeking assignments that would provide experience in increasingly complex leadership roles, while demonstrating capabilities that would distinguish my performance from standard professional competence. The assignment strategy required careful timing and relationship management to ensure appropriate opportunities were available when readiness had been demonstrated. The networking component required strategic relationship development with senior military leaders and defense industry executives, whose support would be crucial for advanced assignment selection and promotion opportunities. The relationship building required authentic professional interaction and demonstrated value creation that would establish genuine mutual respect and confidence. The performance component required sustained excellence in all professional activities, while seeking opportunities for innovation and leadership that would create distinctive contributions to naval effectiveness and operational capability. The performance standard required consistent achievement that exceeded standard expectations while maintaining collaborative professionalism. The strategic assessment concluded with comprehensive understanding of the opportunities available and the requirements for capitalizing on them effectively while managing family dynamics and personal relationships. The analysis provided foundation for decisions that would determine my trajectory over the subsequent phases of professional development and family relationship evolution. The evidence gathered during the reception had demonstrated that my professional standing was sufficiently strong to support independent career advancement regardless of family support or opposition. The recognition from senior military leaders provided confidence that my capabilities were valued based on demonstrated performance, rather than inherited status or family influence. The strategic options identified offered multiple pathways for achieving both professional success and personal satisfaction, while managing the complex dynamics that Victoria's challenge had created. The choice among these options would determine the approach for subsequent phases of my development and the ultimate resolution of family tensions and professional advancement opportunities. The foundation was established for strategic action that would test both my professional capabilities and my personal resilience, while creating opportunities for definitive demonstration of my worth and potential for exceptional contribution to naval service and national defense. The strategic assessment had provided clarity regarding my professional position and potential pathways forward, but implementing any meaningful response required decisive action that would demonstrate my commitment to excellence regardless of family dynamics or personal obstacles. The window of opportunity created by senior leadership recognition demanded immediate capitalization through concrete steps that would validate their confidence while building momentum for continued advancement. The decision to pursue professional excellence as the definitive response to Victoria's challenge represented more than career ambition. It constituted a fundamental choice about how to define my identity and worth in the face of rejection from someone whose opinion had previously carried significant emotional weight. The path forward required transforming hurt and disappointment into fuel for exceptional achievement that would speak louder than family politics or inherited status. Admiral Chang's suggestion that I consider advanced assignment opportunities created immediate urgency for demonstrating readiness through enhanced performance in my current position. The pathway to senior leadership demanded proof of exceptional capability that exceeded standard professional competence, while establishing reputation for innovation and strategic thinking that distinguish truly exceptional officers from merely competent professionals. My current assignment as communications officer aboard the USS Constitution provided platform for demonstrating the leadership capabilities and technical innovations that senior officers had identified as exceptional. However, maximizing this opportunity required expanding my responsibilities beyond traditional assignment parameters while creating value that would be recognized throughout the Pacific Fleet command structure. The communication systems aboard modern naval vessels represented complex integration of multiple technologies that enabled coordination between individual ships, fleet operations, and strategic command centers located thousands of miles from operational areas. The effectiveness of these systems directly influenced mission success rates and operational safety for personnel whose lives depended on precise communication during critical situations. My analysis of current communication procedures had identified several areas where systematic improvements could enhance both operational effectiveness and cost efficiency, while reducing complexity for the sailors responsible for system operation and maintenance. The proposed enhancements required technical expertise, operational understanding, and leadership capability to implement changes across multiple departments and coordinate with fleet-wide standardization requirements. The implementation strategy involved developing comprehensive proposals that addressed technical specifications, training requirements, cost-benefit analysis, and integration timelines that would enable smooth adoption without disrupting current operational capabilities. The complexity of the implementation demanded project management skills and diplomatic coordination that tested my abilities while providing opportunity for demonstrating executive potential. The first major enhancement focused on streamlining communication protocols between shipboard systems and fleet command centers through artificial intelligence integration that could prioritize message traffic based on operational urgency and strategic importance. The system would reduce communication delays while ensuring that critical information reached appropriate decision-makers without overwhelming command staff with routine operational reports. The technical requirements for this enhancement demanded collaboration with defense contractors, fleet communication specialists, and senior staff officers whose expertise in different aspects of naval operations would be essential for successful development and implementation. The coordination challenge provided opportunity for demonstrating relationship management skills while building professional network connections that would support future career advancement. The development of communication system enhancements required systematic approach that would ensure technical effectiveness while maintaining operational reliability and security standards that protected classified information and operational plans from potential adversaries. The innovation process demanded balancing creative thinking with practical constraints that characterized all naval operations. The initial research phase involved comprehensive analysis of current system capabilities, identification of operational inefficiencies, and assessment of emerging technologies that could address identified limitations without creating new vulnerabilities or operational complications. The research required accessing classified technical documentation while coordinating with multiple commands to understand fleet-wide operational requirements. The design development phase transformed research insights into specific technical proposals that addressed operational requirements while remaining feasible within budget constraints and implementation timelines that reflected operational realities. The design process required iterative refinement based on feedback from technical specialists and operational commanders whose experience highlighted practical considerations that purely theoretical analysis might overlook. The testing and validation phase involved implementing prototype systems under controlled conditions while monitoring performance metrics that would demonstrate operational effectiveness and identify potential complications before fleet-wide deployment. The testing process required careful coordination with operational schedules while ensuring that experimental systems did not compromise mission effectiveness or personnel safety. The pilot implementation phase involved deploying validated systems aboard selected vessels while monitoring performance under actual operational conditions that would reveal system effectiveness in realistic environments. The pilot phase provided opportunity for refining implementation procedures while building evidence base that would support. The Communication Enhancement Project provided comprehensive leadership development opportunity that tested my capabilities across multiple dimensions that would be essential for senior naval responsibility. The project scope required managing technical specialists, coordinating with operational commands, and presenting recommendations to senior leadership, whose decisions would influence fleet-wide operations and resource allocation. The technical leadership component involved directing engineering teams, whose expertise in different specialization areas required coordination and integration to achieve comprehensive system improvements. The technical management required understanding complex engineering principles while maintaining focus on operational requirements and practical implementation constraints that would determine project success. The operational coordination component involved working with commanding officers and department heads whose operational experience provided crucial insights into practical requirements while ensuring that proposed changes would enhance rather than complicate mission effectiveness. The coordination required diplomatic skills and strategic thinking that would enable building consensus among stakeholders with different priorities and operational perspectives. The strategic communication component involved presenting technical proposals to senior leadership in language that emphasized operational benefits and strategic advantages, while providing sufficient technical detail to demonstrate feasibility and reliability. The communication challenge required translating complex technical concepts into strategic terms that would enable informed decision-making by officers whose expertise lay in operational command rather than technical engineering. The project management component involved coordinating multiple parallel development streams while maintaining timeline adherence and budget discipline that would demonstrate administrative competence essential for senior leadership positions. The management challenge required balancing competing priorities while ensuring that all project components integrated effectively to achieve comprehensive operational improvements. The Communication Enhancement Project created natural opportunities for building professional relationships with senior officers and defense industry specialists, whose support would be crucial for future career advancement and continued professional development. The networking process required authentic value creation rather than superficial relationship building that would not sustain long-term professional cooperation. The relationship development with senior fleet officers occurred through project briefings and consultation sessions that demonstrated my technical competence while providing valuable insights that enhanced their operational effectiveness. The interactions required professional presentation skills while building personal rapport that would support future collaboration and professional references. The collaboration with defense industry specialists provided exposure to cutting-edge technological developments while building relationships with experts whose innovations were shaping the future of naval capabilities. The industry relationships provided insights into emerging trends while creating potential pathways for future assignments that would combine military service with technological development. The coordination with peer officers throughout the Pacific Fleet created a professional network that would support information sharing and collaborative problem-solving throughout my career progression. The peer relationships provided foundation for mutual support while building reputation for competence and reliability that would be valuable for future assignment selections and promotion opportunities. The mentorship relationships with senior officers who provided guidance and support for professional development created access to strategic insights and career advice that would accelerate my advancement, while ensuring that my progression aligned with naval leadership requirements and expectations. The intensive professional development program required building personal resilience that would enable sustained high performance under pressure, while maintaining emotional stability and strategic perspective despite family tensions and increased responsibility. The resilience development involved both practical skills and psychological preparation for the challenges that accompanied career advancement in competitive environments. The time management capabilities required for balancing multiple demanding projects while maintaining excellence in routine assignments demanded systematic approaches to prioritization and efficiency that would enable comprehensive achievement without sacrificing quality or neglecting important relationships. The time management challenge required developing habits and systems that could accommodate increasing responsibility as career advancement progressed. The stress management techniques necessary for maintaining performance under intense pressure involved developing coping strategies that would enable sustained effectiveness during crisis situations while preserving judgment and decision-making capability when stakes were highest. The stress management skills would be essential for senior leadership positions, where operational decisions affected thousands of personnel and millions of dollars in equipment and resources. The emotional regulation capabilities required for maintaining professional relationships despite personal disappointments and family conflicts involved developing psychological discipline that would enable consistent professionalism, regardless of external circumstances or personal feelings. The emotional regulation skills would be crucial for leading diverse teams while maintaining the diplomatic relationships essential for effective command authority. The strategic perspective maintenance necessary for keeping long-term objectives in focus despite short-term obstacles and setbacks involved developing intellectual discipline that would enable persistent progress toward meaningful goals while adapting tactics to changing circumstances and opportunities. The pursuit of exceptional performance required systematic documentation of achievements and innovations that would provide evidence for promotion recommendations and advanced assignment selections. The documentation process involved creating comprehensive records that demonstrated not only successful completion of assigned duties but also exceptional value creation that distinguished my contributions from standard professional competence. The performance metrics system tracked quantifiable improvements in operational effectiveness, cost savings, and efficiency gains that resulted from my innovations and leadership initiatives. The metrics provided objective evidence of value creation while establishing baseline measurements that would support future improvement projects and strategic planning initiatives. The innovation documentation preserved detailed records of technical developments, implementation processes, and operational results that could be referenced for future projects while providing evidence of creative thinking and problem-solving capability. The innovation records would support patent applications and technical publications that would enhance professional recognition while contributing to naval technological advancement. The leadership examples compilation documented specific instances of successful team management, conflict resolution, and strategic coordination that demonstrated progression in executive capabilities. The leadership documentation would provide concrete examples for promotion interviews and assignment selections, while identifying areas for continued development and improvement. The recognition compilation preserved records of commendations, positive evaluations, and professional acknowledgments that provided third-party validation of exceptional performance. The recognition documentation would support advancement recommendations while building comprehensive portfolio of professional achievement that exceeded typical career progression expectations. The professional development initiative required strategic positioning that would distinguish my capabilities while maintaining collaborative relationships and avoiding appearance of excessive ambition that might generate resentment or competitive opposition from peers and superiors. The positioning strategy required demonstrating exceptional value while remaining team-focused and mission-oriented in approach and communication. The competence demonstration involved showcasing technical expertise and operational understanding through practical applications that created measurable value for naval operations. The demonstration required concrete achievements rather than theoretical knowledge, while building reputation for reliability and effectiveness that would support increased responsibility and authority. The collaborative leadership approach emphasized team success and organizational improvement rather than individual recognition, while ensuring that my contributions were visible and appropriately acknowledged. The collaborative approach would build support among peers, while demonstrating the relationship management skills essential for senior leadership effectiveness. The strategic communication framework focused on presenting achievements and capabilities in terms of organizational benefit and mission enhancement rather than personal advancement or career ambition. The communication approach would build support from senior officers while avoiding perception of self-serving motivation that might undermine professional relationships. The foundation was established for implementing comprehensive professional development that would demonstrate exceptional capability while positioning me for the advanced opportunities that senior naval leaders had identified. The systematic approach to excellence would provide definitive response to victorious challenge, while building foundation for sustained career advancement and meaningful contribution to naval service effectiveness. The implementation of my professional development strategy began with a critical opportunity that would test every aspect of my leadership capabilities, while providing concrete demonstration of the exceptional performance that senior officers had identified as my potential contribution to naval operations. The opportunity arrived through an operational crisis that demanded immediate response and innovative solutions under conditions that would either validate or undermine my readiness for increased responsibility. The USS Constitution received emergency deployment orders for a complex multinational operation in the South China Sea that required coordination between American naval forces, Allied maritime units, and civilian shipping interests, whose commercial activities had been disrupted by escalating territorial disputes. The operation demanded sophisticated communication management that would ensure operational security while maintaining diplomatic relationships and protecting commercial interests from potential military confrontation. Captain Rodriguez selected me to lead the communication coordination effort based on my recent innovations and demonstrated technical competence, but the assignment scope exceeded any previous responsibility I had undertaken. The complexity involved managing classified military communications while coordinating with foreign naval commands, whose operational procedures and security protocols differed significantly from American naval standards. The operational environment presented multiple challenges that demanded simultaneous attention to technical requirements, diplomatic sensitivities, and strategic objectives that could potentially conflict during crisis situations. The success of the entire multinational operation depended partly on communication effectiveness that would enable rapid coordination while preventing misunderstandings that could escalate diplomatic tensions into armed conflict. The South China Sea deployment involved coordination between American destroyer and cruiser units, British Royal Navy frigates, Australian submarine forces, and Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force patrol vessels, whose combined operations required unprecedented communication integration. Each national force operated under different command structures and communication protocols that had been developed independently over decades of separate military evolution. The technical challenges included integrating communication systems that use different encryption standards, frequency allocations, and message formatting protocols, while maintaining operational security that protected sensitive tactical information from potential adversaries who were monitoring all electronic communications in the disputed region. The integration required developing new procedures that would enable secure communication without compromising existing security protocols. The diplomatic challenges involved ensuring that communication procedures respected national sovereignty concerns while enabling effective operational coordination that could respond rapidly to changing tactical situations. The diplomatic requirements demanded understanding of alliance relationships and political sensitivities that extended beyond purely military considerations to encompass broader strategic partnerships and regional stability objectives. The strategic challenges encompassed maintaining operational effectiveness while avoiding actions that could be interpreted as provocative or escalatory by regional powers whose territorial claims created the underlying tensions. The strategic requirements demanded balancing military readiness with diplomatic restraint, while ensuring that commercial shipping could continue operating safely through critical maritime trade routes. The timeline pressures created additional complexity, because the multinational force needed to achieve operational readiness within 72 hours, while implementing communication procedures that had never been tested under actual operational conditions. The compressed development schedule required accelerated decision-making and implementation that tested both technical capabilities and leadership effectiveness under extreme time pressure. The communication integration challenge required developing innovative solutions that could bridge technical incompatibilities while creating operational procedures that would function effectively across multiple command structures and national military cultures. The innovation process demanded creative thinking that could identify solutions that conventional approaches had not considered, while ensuring reliability under operational conditions. The technical innovation involved designing communication relay systems that could translate between different encryption protocols, while maintaining security standards that satisfied all participating national forces. The system design required understanding of multiple technical standards while creating seamless integration that would be transparent to operational users who needed to focus on tactical requirements rather than technical complications. The procedural innovation involved developing communication protocols that could accommodate different command philosophies and operational cultures, while ensuring rapid information flow that would enable coordinated response to rapidly changing tactical situations. The procedure development required diplomatic skills that could build consensus among diverse military traditions, while maintaining operational effectiveness. The training innovation involved creating educational programs that could rapidly prepare personnel from different national forces to operate integrated communication systems effectively, while maintaining security awareness and operational discipline. The training development required understanding of different educational approaches, while creating practical competency that could be achieved within severe time constraints. The quality assurance innovation involved establishing testing and validation procedures that could verify system effectiveness, while identifying potential failure modes that could compromise operational success or personnel safety. The quality assurance development required systematic thinking that could anticipate complications while creating contingency plans that would ensure mission success under adverse conditions. The multinational communication integration project required managing diverse teams whose professional backgrounds, cultural perspectives, and operational experiences created both opportunities for enhanced effectiveness and potential sources of misunderstanding and conflict. The leadership challenge demanded diplomatic skills while maintaining authority and ensuring mission accomplishment under conditions that tested every aspect of military leadership capability. The cultural integration challenge involved building effective working relationships among personnel from military traditions that emphasized different approaches to authority, communication, and problem-solving, while ensuring that diversity enhanced rather than hindered operational effectiveness. The cultural leadership required understanding of international military cultures while creating unified team identity that transcended national differences. The technical coordination challenge involved directing engineering specialists whose expertise in different technological areas required integration to achieve comprehensive system capabilities, while ensuring that technical complexity did not compromise operational reliability or user effectiveness. The technical leadership required sufficient technical understanding to make informed decisions, while focusing on operational requirements rather than technical elegance. The operational pressure management challenge involved maintaining team effectiveness and morale, while working under extreme time pressure and high-stakes conditions that could affect regional stability and international relationships. The pressure management required psychological understanding while maintaining focus on practical achievement and mission success, despite external stress and uncertainty. The senior officer coordination challenge involved working effectively with flag-level officers from multiple national forces whose strategic perspectives and operational priorities required careful management to achieve consensus and coordinated action. The senior coordination required diplomatic skills while maintaining appropriate respect for rank and authority across different military hierarchies and cultural expectations. The successful implementation of integrated communication systems exceeded operational requirements while establishing new standards for multinational military cooperation that would influence future alliance operations throughout the Pacific region. The technical achievement demonstrated innovative capability while creating practical value that enhanced military effectiveness and international cooperation. The system integration achievement involved successfully connecting diverse communication platforms through innovative relay protocols that maintained security standards while enabling seamless information flow between different national command structures. The integration success provided concrete demonstration of technical competence while creating operational capabilities that had not previously existed. The security maintenance achievement involved protecting classified information while enabling necessary coordination between allied forces, whose security clearances and operational responsibilities required careful information management. The security success demonstrated understanding of complex security requirements while enabling practical cooperation that enhanced overall operational effectiveness. The reliability achievement involved creating communication systems that functioned effectively under adverse conditions while maintaining operational capability despite equipment failures, weather complications, and electronic interference from potential adversaries. The reliability success provided confidence in system capability while demonstrating thorough engineering analysis and contingency planning. The user effectiveness achievement involved designing communication procedures that were intuitive and efficient for operational personnel, whose primary focus was tactical mission accomplishment rather than technical system management. The effectiveness success demonstrated understanding of operational requirements while creating practical solutions that enhanced rather than complicated mission execution. The successful completion of the multinational communication integration project generated recognition from senior officers throughout the Pacific Fleet, whose operational experience provided authoritative assessment of achievement significance and professional competence demonstration. The recognition extended beyond immediate chain of command to include flag-level officers whose strategic responsibilities encompassed regional cooperation and alliance effectiveness. Captain Rodriguez's evaluation of my performance during the project emphasized exceptional leadership capability under pressure, while highlighting innovative problem-solving that had created lasting improvements in multinational operational procedures. Her assessment carried significant weight due to her reputation for accurate evaluation of officer potential and her direct observation of performance under demanding operational conditions. Admiral Chang's recognition of the project's success included specific acknowledgement of technical innovation and leadership effectiveness that had exceeded expectations for officers at my experience level, while creating operational capabilities that would benefit future alliance operations throughout the region. His recognition carried strategic significance because of his responsibility for Pacific Fleet operations and his influence over advanced assignment selections. The Allied Command recognition included formal appreciation from British, Australian, and Japanese senior officers whose professional assessment provided international validation of competence and cooperation capability. The international recognition demonstrated effectiveness in multinational environments while building relationships that would support future career opportunities in alliance cooperation and international military education. The operational impact recognition included documentation of specific improvements in communication effectiveness, operational coordination, and alliance cooperation that created measurable value for military operations and regional stability. The impact documentation provided concrete evidence of exceptional contribution while establishing baseline measurements for continued improvement and innovation. The successful completion of the multinational project positioned me for advanced assignment opportunities while demonstrating readiness for increased responsibility that could accelerate career progression towards senior leadership positions. The positioning advancement reflected both documented achievement and professional recognition that provided foundation for continued growth and strategic career development. The technical competency recognition established reputation for innovation and problem-solving capability that would be valuable for assignment to positions involving advanced technology development and implementation. The technical recognition provided pathway toward specialized roles that could combine military service with technological advancement, while building expertise that would be increasingly valuable as naval operations became more technology-dependent. The leadership effectiveness recognition demonstrated capability for managing complex operations under pressure while building consensus among diverse stakeholders whose cooperation was essential for mission success. The leadership recognition provided foundation for assignment to positions requiring diplomatic skills and international cooperation while establishing credibility for future command opportunities. The strategic thinking recognition acknowledged understanding of broader operational and political implications that extended beyond immediate tactical requirements to encompass alliance relationships and regional stability considerations. The strategic recognition suggested readiness for staff positions involving policy development and strategic planning, while building reputation for comprehensive understanding of military operations within broader political and diplomatic contexts. The professional network expansion resulting from the multinational project created relationships with senior officers and international partners whose support would be valuable for future career opportunities and continued professional development. The network expansion provided access to advanced educational opportunities and assignment possibilities while building foundation for sustained career advancement and meaningful contribution to naval service effectiveness. The successful leadership of the multinational communication integration project represented a significant milestone in my personal and professional development that demonstrated capability for exceptional achievement under demanding conditions, while building confidence for future challenges and opportunities. The transformation milestone reflected both technical competence and leadership effectiveness that validated the strategic approach to professional development I had undertaken following Victoria's challenge. The confidence building that resulted from successful completion of the demanding project provided psychological foundation for pursuing increasingly challenging opportunities, while maintaining perspective on long-term career objectives and personal values. The confidence enhancement enabled more assertive pursuit of advancement opportunities, while maintaining collaborative approach and professional relationships. The confidence validation provided objective evidence that my capabilities were sufficient for senior leadership responsibility, while building reputation that would support continued advancement and increased authority. The competence demonstration addressed any remaining doubts about readiness for challenging assignments, while establishing credibility that would be valuable for future promotion considerations. The strategic thinking development that occurred through managing complex operational requirements, while considering broader political and diplomatic implications, enhanced capability for senior staff positions and strategic planning roles. The strategic development provided foundation for understanding naval operations within broader national security contexts, while building skills that would be essential for flag-level responsibility. The foundation was established for continued professional advancement that would build upon demonstrated technical competence and leadership effectiveness, while positioning me for the advanced opportunities that would provide definitive validation of my capabilities and potential for exceptional contribution to naval service and national defense effectiveness. The operational success in the South China Sea generated consequences that extended far beyond the immediate mission accomplishment, creating a cascade of recognition and opportunity that would fundamentally alter my career trajectory while establishing my reputation throughout the Pacific Fleet command structure. The excellence demonstrated during the multinational operation had captured the attention of senior leadership, whose decisions would shape my professional future and determine the scope of opportunities available for continued advancement. Within 48 hours of mission completion, formal commendations began arriving from flag officers representing each of the Allied forces that had participated in the operation. These acknowledgements carried significance that extended beyond routine professional courtesy. representing genuine recognition of exceptional performance that had contributed measurably to operational success and international cooperation effectiveness. Admiral Sir Michael Harrison of the Royal Navy submitted a formal letter of appreciation that specifically highlighted innovative communication solutions and diplomatic leadership that had enabled seamless coordination between traditionally separate command structures. His recognition carried particular weight given British naval traditions and the rigorous standards that characterized Royal Navy professional evaluations of Allied officer capabilities. Vice Admiral Tanaka of the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force provided detailed assessment of technical innovations that had resolved long-standing interoperability challenges, while maintaining security protocols that satisfied all participating nations. His technical evaluation demonstrated understanding of engineering complexities, while acknowledging leadership effectiveness that had managed diverse cultural and operational perspectives successfully. Rear Admiral Williams of the Royal Australian Navy emphasized strategic thinking and alliance management capabilities that had transcended routine operational coordination to create lasting improvements in multinational cooperation procedures. Her assessment focused on diplomatic skills and comprehensive understanding of alliance dynamics that suggested readiness for positions involving international military cooperation and strategic partnership development. The multinational operation success attracted attention from senior officials within the Pentagon whose responsibilities encompassed alliance cooperation and technological innovation throughout all military services. The recognition from Joint Staff Officers and defense policy specialists indicated that my contributions had been noted at the highest levels of national defense leadership. General Patricia Morrison, Deputy Director for International Military Affairs on the Joint Staff, requested detailed briefings on communication integration procedures that had enabled successful multinational coordination. Her interest reflected Pentagon-level consideration of expanding similar cooperation frameworks throughout other alliance relationships and operational theaters. Admiral Robert Chen, Director of Naval Innovation and Technology Integration, initiated correspondence regarding potential assignments to positions involving advanced technology development and international cooperation programs. His inquiry suggested that my combination of technical expertise and international coordination capabilities had been identified as valuable for strategic programs involving Allied technology sharing and joint development initiatives. Dr. Margaret Foster, Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for International Security Affairs, expressed interest in consulting arrangements that would provide policy development support for alliance cooperation frameworks and international military education programs. Her outreach indicated that my demonstrated effectiveness in multinational environments had attracted attention from civilian defense leadership responsible for strategic alliance management. The recognition from Pentagon-level officials represented validation that extended far beyond routine naval promotion considerations to encompass broader defense policy and international cooperation implications. The attention suggested that my career trajectory might include opportunities for influencing policy development and strategic partnership advancement that would contribute to national security objectives beyond traditional naval command responsibilities. The operational success and resulting recognition generated invitations for academic collaboration and research participation that would enhance professional development while contributing to broader understanding of alliance cooperation and technological innovation in military operations. These opportunities represented pathways for continued learning and strategic positioning that could support long-term career advancement. The Naval War College extended an invitation to participate in advanced strategic studies programs focused on alliance cooperation and international security cooperation. The invitation included opportunities for research collaboration with senior faculty members whose expertise encompassed strategic planning and international relations theory applicable to modern military operations. The Center for Strategic and International Studies requested participation in research projects examining technological innovation in multinational military operations and the implications for future alliance cooperation frameworks. The research participation would provide exposure to policy development processes while building relationships with civilian defense experts and international scholars. The Foreign Service Institute offered enrollment in specialized diplomatic training programs designed for military officers whose assignments required sophisticated understanding of international relations and cross-cultural communication effectiveness. The training opportunity would enhance diplomatic capabilities while building qualifications for positions involving international military cooperation and alliance management. Massachusetts Institute of Technology extended research fellowship opportunities focused on artificial intelligence applications in military communication systems and the implications for international technology sharing arrangements. The fellowship would provide access to cutting-edge research while building relationships with academic and industry experts, whose innovations were shaping future military capabilities. The recognition and opportunities generated by operational success created multiple pathways for career advancement that required strategic evaluation to determine optimal positioning for long-term professional development and maximum contribution to naval service effectiveness. Each potential assignment carried different implications for skill development, professional relationships, and future advancement opportunities. The possibility of assignment to the Office of Naval Intelligence represented opportunity for strategic analysis and policy development work that would provide comprehensive understanding of global security challenges, while building expertise in intelligence assessment and strategic planning. The assignment would offer exposure to classified strategic information while developing analytical capabilities that would be valuable for senior leadership positions. The potential assignment to Naval Systems Command would provide experience in advanced technology development and acquisition processes that were becoming increasingly important for maintaining naval superiority in technologically competitive environments. The assignment would offer understanding of defense procurement and innovation management while building relationships with industry partners and academic researchers. The opportunity for assignment to Pacific Fleet staff would provide direct experience in strategic operational planning and coordination while working closely with senior flag officers whose mentorship could accelerate professional development. The assignment would offer comprehensive understanding of fleet operations while building relationships with senior leaders whose support would be crucial for advancement to flag rank. The possibility of international exchange assignment with allied naval forces would provide experience in international military cooperation while building understanding of different operational approaches and strategic perspectives. The assignment would enhance diplomatic capabilities while establishing international professional relationships that could be valuable for future alliance cooperation responsibilities. The increased visibility and recognition resulting from operational success created both opportunities and challenges for managing professional relationships and family dynamics that required careful consideration and strategic approach. The attention from senior leadership needed to be leveraged effectively while maintaining collaborative relationships with peers and avoiding appearance of excessive ambition that might generate resentment. The communication with Victoria regarding professional developments required delicate balance between sharing appropriate information about career progress while avoiding actions that might be interpreted as competitive or provocative. The family dynamics remained complex despite my professional success, and managing these relationships required diplomatic skills that balanced transparency with sensitivity to ongoing tensions. The interaction with Admiral Mitchell regarding career opportunities required respectful consultation that acknowledged his experience and guidance, while demonstrating independent professional judgment and strategic thinking. His support remained valuable for career advancement, but the relationship needed to reflect mature professional equality rather than dependent mentorship, as my capabilities and reputation had evolved. The coordination with immediate chain of command regarding future assignment possibilities required maintaining excellent performance in current responsibilities while pursuing advanced opportunities that would enhance rather than conflict with shipboard operations. The balance demanded continued excellence in routine duties while positioning for increased responsibility and expanded scope of authority. The networking with senior officers who had provided recognition required authentic relationship building that created mutual value rather than one-sided career advancement seeking. The relationship development needed to demonstrate genuine contribution to naval effectiveness while building professional connections that would support continued service to organizational objectives rather than personal ambition. The recognition and opportunities created by operational success enabled acceleration of professional development activities that would prepare for increased responsibility while building capabilities that would distinguish exceptional performance from competent service. The development program required strategic focus on areas that would be most valuable for senior leadership effectiveness, while maintaining breadth of understanding necessary for comprehensive command authority. The strategic planning education involved intensive study of international relations theory, defense policy development, and alliance cooperation frameworks that would provide foundation for understanding naval operations within broader national security contexts. The education required significant time investment while building intellectual capabilities that would be essential for flag-level responsibility and policy influence. The technology leadership development focused on understanding emerging innovations in naval systems and the implications for operational effectiveness and strategic planning. The technology education required staying current with rapid developments, while building capability for making informed decisions about technology adoption and resource allocation for innovation programs. The international cooperation skill development involved enhanced understanding of alliance relationships, cultural communication effectiveness, and diplomatic protocols that would enable success in multinational military environments. The international skills required practical experience and cultural education, while building capabilities that would be increasingly valuable as naval operations became more coalition-oriented. The executive leadership preparation involved developing capabilities for managing large organizations under pressure while maintaining strategic perspective and effective decision-making during crisis situations. The leadership development required practical experience in positions of increasing responsibility while building psychological resilience and strategic thinking that would enable success in senior command positions. The achievement of exceptional recognition created expectations for continued excellence that required systematic approach to maintaining high performance while managing increased responsibilities and expanded scope of professional obligations. The sustainability framework needed to ensure continued effectiveness while avoiding burnout or performance degradation that could undermine career advancement. The time management optimization involved developing systems and habits that would enable efficient completion of expanded responsibilities, while maintaining quality standards and attention to detail that had characterized exceptional performance. The time management required disciplined approach to prioritization, while building capabilities for delegating appropriate responsibilities and focusing personal attention on highest value activities. The stress management development involved building psychological resilience and coping strategies that would enable sustained effectiveness under increased pressure, while maintaining judgment and decision-making capability during challenging situations. The stress management required understanding of personal limitations, while developing techniques for maintaining perspective and emotional stability during demanding operational periods. The relationship management enhancement involved maintaining effective working relationships with diverse stakeholders while managing increased visibility and responsibility that created new dynamics and expectations. The relationship management required diplomatic skills while building authentic connections that would support organizational effectiveness and mutual professional development. The continuous learning commitment involved staying current with evolving naval requirements and emerging challenges, while building knowledge and capabilities that would remain relevant throughout extended career progression. The learning commitment required intellectual curiosity while developing systematic approaches to professional development that would enhance rather than compete with operational responsibilities. The success in the multinational operation and resulting recognition had established foundation for strategic career advancement that would position me for senior leadership responsibility, while creating opportunities for meaningful contribution to naval effectiveness and national defense capabilities. The foundation provided platform for continued excellence, while building momentum for achieving the ultimate validation of my capabilities and potential that would definitively address Victoria's challenge to my family's standing and professional worth. The documented operational excellence provided objective evidence of exceptional capability that transcended questions about family connections or inherited advantages while establishing reputation based on demonstrated performance under demanding conditions. The evidence created credibility that would support advanced assignment selections and promotion recommendations while building confidence for pursuing increasingly challenging opportunities. The professional recognition from senior leadership created advocacy network that would provide support for career advancement while offering access to strategic information and guidance that would enhance decision-making about future opportunities. The recognition represented investment in my potential that created mutual obligations for continued excellence while providing resources for achieving meaningful contribution to organizational objectives. The strategic positioning for advanced assignments provided multiple pathways for continued development while building expertise that would be valuable for senior leadership effectiveness and long-term career sustainability. The positioning offered choices that would enable strategic career management while maintaining flexibility for adapting to changing requirements and emerging opportunities that would maximize contribution to naval service effectiveness. The morning that would forever change the trajectory of my naval career began with a secure communication from Pacific Fleet Headquarters, requesting my immediate presence for classified briefings regarding a special assignment opportunity. The message arrived through official channels that indicated senior flag officer involvement and strategic importance that extended beyond routine personnel reassignments or operational planning sessions. The briefing location at Admiral Chang's headquarters represented the nerve center for Pacific Fleet strategic operations, where decisions affecting thousands of naval personnel and billions of dollars in military assets were made daily. The facility housed classified planning operations that coordinated American naval activities throughout the world's largest ocean, while managing alliance relationships and strategic deterrence responsibilities that influenced global security dynamics. Upon arrival at the headquarters complex, I was directed to Admiral Chang's personal conference room, where the presence of multiple senior officers indicated that the discussion would address matters of exceptional significance. The attendees included Rear Admiral Patricia Hernandez, whose logistics command responsibilities encompassed fleet-wide operational support, and Captain James Morrison, whose strategic planning expertise informed policy development at the Pentagon level. Admiral Chang's opening remarks immediately established the strategic context for the discussion, while emphasizing the classified nature of the information that would be shared. The assignment opportunity involved leadership of a comprehensive modernization program for naval communication systems throughout the Pacific Theater, encompassing technological innovation and international cooperation initiatives that would influence naval capabilities for decades. The Strategic Communications Modernization Initiative represented the largest technological advancement program undertaken by Pacific Fleet operations in over 20 years. The program's scope included integration of artificial intelligence systems, quantum encryption capabilities, and satellite communication networks that would revolutionize naval coordination while maintaining security standards essential for protecting operational information from potential adversaries. The modernization initiative encompassed communication system upgrades for over 200 naval vessels, 40 shore installations, and coordination facilities in 12 allied nations, whose cooperation was essential for maintaining security throughout the Pacific region. The technical complexity required integration of systems developed by multiple defense contractors, while ensuring compatibility with existing operational procedures and security protocols. The financial implications involved budget management for a program exceeding $3 billion in total investment, requiring coordination with congressional appropriations committees and defense acquisition oversight agencies, whose approval processes could significantly influence implementation timelines and technical specifications. The budget responsibility demanded understanding of procurement regulations and political considerations that extended beyond technical engineering requirements. The timeline requirements established aggressive milestones for achieving operational capability improvements that would enhance fleet readiness for emerging strategic challenges while maintaining current operational effectiveness during the transition period. The schedule demanded innovative project management approaches that could accelerate development processes without compromising quality standards or security requirements. The international cooperation dimension required coordination with allied naval forces whose participation was essential for comprehensive regional security, while respecting national sovereignty concerns and technology sharing restrictions that governed classified military cooperation. The diplomatic requirements demanded sophisticated understanding of alliance relationships and cultural sensitivities that could influence program success. The strategic significance involved creating communication capabilities that would maintain American naval superiority in increasingly competitive international environments, while supporting alliance cooperation frameworks that enhanced collective security throughout the Pacific region. The strategic implications required understanding of geopolitical considerations and long-term security challenges that would influence program priorities and resource allocation decisions. Admiral Chang's explanation of the selection process revealed that my appointment to lead the modernization initiative resulted from comprehensive evaluation of naval officers whose technical expertise, operational experience, and leadership capabilities positioned them for managing complex programs involving multiple stakeholders and strategic objectives. The selection criteria emphasized demonstrated innovation under pressure and successful coordination of international cooperation initiatives. The technical qualifications assessment had identified my communication system innovations and successful implementation of multinational coordination procedures as evidence of the engineering expertise and practical understanding necessary for managing complex technology integration programs. The technical evaluation emphasized proven capability for translating advanced concepts into operational improvements that enhanced, rather than complicated, mission effectiveness. The leadership evaluation focused on demonstrated ability to manage diverse teams under challenging conditions, while maintaining mission focus and stakeholder cooperation, despite competing priorities and cultural differences. The leadership assessment emphasized diplomatic skills and strategic thinking that had enabled successful coordination of complex operations involving multiple national forces and organizational structures. The strategic thinking assessment recognized understanding of broader operational and political implications that extended beyond immediate technical requirements to encompass alliance relationships and long-term security considerations. The strategic evaluation emphasized capability for managing programs whose success required balancing technical excellence with diplomatic cooperation and political sustainability. The International Cooperation Experience Evaluation highlighted successful management of multinational operations and cultural integration challenges that had created lasting improvements in alliance cooperation procedures. The international assessment emphasized understanding of cultural differences and diplomatic protocols that would be essential for managing programs involving classified technology sharing and joint development initiatives. The modernization program leadership position carried unprecedented authority for an officer at my rank, including direct reporting relationships to flag-level officers and coordination responsibilities with senior defense industry executives whose companies would implement major program components. The authority structure reflected the strategic importance of the program while providing necessary command authority for managing complex technical and diplomatic challenges. The personnel management responsibility included oversight of a program staff exceeding 400 military and civilian specialists whose expertise encompassed engineering, logistics, security, and international cooperation disciplines. The staff management required leadership capabilities for coordinating diverse professional backgrounds while maintaining program cohesion and mission focus despite geographic distribution and organizational complexity. The budget authority encompassed spending decisions for program components exceeding $100 million while requiring coordination with procurement oversight agencies and congressional appropriations committees whose approval processes could significantly influence program timelines and implementation strategies. The budget responsibility demanded understanding of acquisition regulations and political considerations that extended beyond technical program requirements. The security oversight responsibility involved protecting classified technologies and operational information, while managing international cooperation initiatives that required technology sharing with allied nations whose security protocols and organizational structures differed from American military standards. The security management required sophisticated understanding of classification systems and information protection procedures that would prevent unauthorized disclosure while enabling necessary cooperation. The strategic coordination responsibility required regular briefings to senior Pentagon officials and congressional oversight committees, whose understanding of progress and strategic implications would influence continued funding and political support. The coordination requirements demanded communication skills that could present complex technical information in strategic terms, while building confidence in program management and long-term success prospects. The modernization initiative involved integration of emerging technologies that had never been implemented at the scale and complexity required for Pacific Fleet operations. The technical challenges encompassed artificial intelligence systems whose decision-making capabilities could enhance operational effectiveness while maintaining human oversight and control that prevented autonomous actions during critical operational situations. The quantum encryption implementation required developing communication security capabilities that could protect operational information from advanced computational threats, while maintaining compatibility with existing communication procedures and allied nation security systems. The encryption development demanded understanding of advanced mathematical concepts while ensuring practical implementation that enhanced rather than complicated operational communication effectiveness. The satellite communication network expansion involved coordinating with commercial space companies and international satellite operators, whose cooperation was essential for comprehensive coverage while maintaining security standards that protected military communication from potential interference or monitoring by potential adversaries. The satellite coordination required understanding of space technology and international cooperation frameworks that governed commercial and military space operations. The artificial intelligence integration challenge involved developing systems that could analyze communication patterns and operational requirements to optimize information flow while maintaining human oversight and preventing automated decisions that could compromise operational security or strategic objectives. The intelligence integration required understanding of advanced computing concepts while ensuring practical implementation that enhanced human decision-making rather than replacing human judgment. The system testing and validation requirements involve developing comprehensive evaluation procedures that could verify operational effectiveness while identifying potential failure modes that could compromise mission success or personnel safety. The testing development required systematic thinking that could anticipate complications while creating contingency plans that would ensure program success under adverse conditions. The modernization program required unprecedented cooperation with allied nations, whose participation was essential for comprehensive regional security, while respecting technology sharing restrictions and national sovereignty concerns that governed classified military cooperation. The cooperation framework demanded sophisticated diplomatic skills while building technical integration that enhanced collective security capabilities. The technology sharing agreements required negotiation of arrangements that would provide allied nations with communication capabilities necessary for effective coordination, while protecting advanced American technologies from unauthorized disclosure or potential compromise. The sharing agreements demanded understanding of classification systems and international cooperation regulations while building trust relationships that would support long-term alliance cooperation. The joint development initiatives involved collaboration with allied defense contractors and research institutions whose innovations could enhance program capabilities, while creating shared investment in technological advancement that strengthened alliance relationships. The development cooperation required understanding of international business practices while ensuring that joint programs served American security interests and strategic objectives. The training and education coordination involved developing programs that would prepare allied personnel to operate integrated communication systems effectively while maintaining security awareness and operational discipline. The training coordination required understanding of different educational approaches and cultural perspectives, while creating practical competency that could be achieved within realistic timeframes and resource constraints. The operational integration planning involved developing procedures that would enable seamless coordination between American and allied forces during joint operations, while maintaining command authority and security protocols that protected sensitive operational information. The integration planning required understanding of different military cultures and operational procedures, while creating unified approaches that enhanced rather than complicated mission effectiveness. The appointment to lead the modernization initiative positioned me for influence over naval capabilities development and international cooperation frameworks that would shape Pacific Fleet operations for decades, while providing platform for continued advancement towards senior leadership positions. The strategic positioning represented validation of exceptional capability while creating opportunities for meaningful contribution to national defense effectiveness. The visibility among senior Pentagon officials and congressional oversight committees would provide exposure to policy development processes and strategic planning initiatives that influence defense budget allocations and strategic priorities. The political exposure required sophisticated communication skills while building relationships that would support continued program funding and long-term career advancement opportunities. The coordination with defense industry executives would provide understanding of technological innovation processes and business practices that influenced military capability development, while building professional relationships that could support future career opportunities in senior military positions or post-military business leadership roles. The international cooperation experience would enhance diplomatic capabilities while building relationships with allied military leaders, whose cooperation would be valuable for future assignments involving international military education or alliance coordination responsibilities. The international experience would provide foundation for understanding global security challenges while building expertise that would be increasingly valuable as naval operations became more coalition-oriented. The program's success would create documented evidence of exceptional leadership capability under challenging conditions, while demonstrating ability to manage complex technical programs involving multiple stakeholders and strategic objectives. The success documentation would provide foundation for advancement to flag rank, while building reputation that would support assignment to positions involving strategic planning and policy development at the highest levels of naval leadership. The transition from assignment briefing to active program leadership required immediate immersion into the complex technical, diplomatic, and administrative challenges that would define the success or failure of the Strategic Communications Modernization Initiative. The program's scope demanded establishing operational headquarters, assembling specialized teams, and coordinating with multiple stakeholders whose cooperation was essential for achieving the ambitious objectives that senior leadership had established. The temporary assignment to the Pacific Fleet Strategic Programs Office provided access to classified planning facilities and administrative support systems necessary for managing a program of unprecedented complexity and strategic importance. The office environment brought together senior military officers, civilian defense specialists, and industry liaisons whose combined expertise would be essential for navigating the technical and political challenges that characterized major defense acquisition programs. Within the first week of assuming program leadership, the magnitude of the implementation challenge became evident through detailed analysis of technical requirements, budget constraints, and timeline pressures that would require exceptional coordination and innovative problem-solving to achieve successful outcomes. The program inherited legacy system complications, international cooperation dependencies, and congressional oversight requirements that created multiple potential failure points demanding careful management and strategic planning. The initial staff meetings revealed both the exceptional capabilities of the personnel assigned to the program and the significant coordination challenges that would require building effective teamwork among specialists, whose professional backgrounds and organizational cultures emphasize different approaches to problem-solving and decision-making. The integration of military officers, civilian engineers, and industry contractors required establishing communication protocols and management structures that would enable efficient collaboration while maintaining appropriate security and administrative oversight. The program staff selection process had assembled 400 specialists, representing the most experienced and capable personnel available within Pacific Fleet operations, defense contractor organizations, and allied nation military establishments. The diversity of expertise encompassed advanced engineering disciplines, international cooperation frameworks, security management protocols, and strategic planning capabilities that would be essential for addressing the multifaceted challenges of modernizing naval communication systems across the Pacific theater. The military personnel component included officers from surface warfare, submarine operations, aviation commands, and shore-based installations, whose operational experience provided comprehensive understanding of communication requirements under diverse tactical conditions. Their practical knowledge of current system limitations and operational priorities would be crucial for ensuring that modernization improvements enhanced, rather than complicated mission effectiveness during actual naval operations. The civilian engineering teams brought specialized expertise in artificial intelligence development, quantum encryption systems, satellite communication technologies, and systems integration methodologies that represented the cutting edge of technological advancement. Their technical capabilities would be essential for implementing innovations that had never been deployed at the scale and complexity required for Pacific Fleet operations, while maintaining security standards and operational reliability. The industry liaison specialists provided connections to defense contractors whose research and development capabilities would be essential for creating and manufacturing the advanced systems required for comprehensive modernization. Their understanding of procurement processes, quality assurance standards, and production timelines would be crucial for managing the complex acquisition processes that would transform technical specifications into operational capabilities. The international cooperation coordinators brought diplomatic experience and cultural understanding necessary for managing technology, sharing arrangements, and joint development initiatives with allied nations whose participation was essential for comprehensive regional security. Their expertise in alliance relationships and international military cooperation would be essential for navigating the political and cultural sensitivities that could influence program success. The modernization program required developing comprehensive technical architecture that would integrate multiple advanced technologies into coherent systems capable of supporting naval operations throughout the Pacific region, while maintaining compatibility with existing equipment and operational procedures. The architecture development demanded understanding of complex engineering principles while ensuring practical implementation that could be achieved within budget constraints and timeline requirements. The artificial intelligence integration component required designing systems that could analyze communication patterns, optimize information routing, and enhance decision-making support while maintaining human oversight and preventing autonomous actions that could compromise operational security. The intelligence architecture required balancing advanced computational capabilities with operational simplicity that would enable effective use by personnel whose primary focus was tactical mission accomplishment rather than technical system management. The quantum encryption implementation demanded developing security capabilities that could protect operational information from advanced computational threats, while maintaining compatibility with existing communication protocols and allied nation security systems. The encryption architecture required understanding of advanced mathematical concepts while ensuring practical deployment that enhanced communication security without creating operational complications or training burdens that could reduce overall effectiveness. The satellite communication network expansion required coordinating with commercial space operators and international satellite systems to create comprehensive coverage that would support naval operations throughout the Pacific, while maintaining security standards that protected military communications from potential interference or monitoring. The satellite architecture required understanding of orbital mechanics and space technology, while ensuring reliable communication capabilities under diverse operational conditions. The systems integration framework required developing protocols that would enable seamless operation between different technology components, while maintaining modularity that would allow future upgrades and modifications without requiring complete system replacement. The integration architecture required sophisticated understanding of complex technical relationships while ensuring practical implementation that could be maintained and operated by existing naval personnel with appropriate training. The modernization program's success depended on unprecedented cooperation with allied nations whose participation was essential for comprehensive regional security while respecting technology sharing restrictions and national sovereignty concerns that governed classified military cooperation. The coordination challenge required sophisticated diplomatic skills while building technical integration that enhanced collective security capabilities without compromising sensitive technologies or operational procedures. The technology sharing negotiations required developing agreements that would provide allied nations with communication capabilities necessary for effective coordination, while protecting advanced American technologies from unauthorized disclosure or potential compromise. The negotiation process demanded understanding of classification systems and international cooperation regulations, while building trust relationships that would support long-term alliance cooperation and mutual defense objectives. The joint development initiatives required establishing partnerships with allied defense contractors and research institutions, whose innovations could enhance program capabilities, while creating shared investment in technological advancement that strengthened alliance relationships. The partnership development required understanding of international business practices and intellectual property considerations, while ensuring that joint programs served American security interests and strategic objectives. The training and education coordination required developing comprehensive programs that would prepare allied personnel to operate integrated communication systems effectively, while maintaining security awareness and operational discipline appropriate for classified military operations. The training development required understanding of different educational approaches and cultural perspectives while creating practical competency that could be achieved within realistic timeframes and resource constraints. The operational integration planning required developing procedures that would enable seamless coordination between American and allied forces during joint operations while maintaining command authority and security protocols that protected sensitive operational information. The integration planning required understanding of different military cultures and operational procedures while creating unified approaches that enhanced mission effectiveness and strategic cooperation. The modernization program's strategic importance and substantial budget requirements demanded regular coordination with congressional oversight committees and senior Pentagon officials, whose understanding of program progress and strategic implications would influence continued funding and political support. The coordination requirements necessitated sophisticated communication skills that could present complex technical information in strategic terms, while building confidence in program management and long-term success prospects. The congressional briefing requirements involved preparing comprehensive presentations that could explain technical achievements and strategic benefits in language accessible to elected officials whose expertise lay in policy development rather than technical engineering. The briefing preparation required understanding of political considerations and budget constraints, while emphasizing operational benefits and national security advantages that justified substantial investment in advanced technology development. The Pentagon coordination involved regular communication with senior defense officials whose strategic planning responsibilities encompassed global security challenges and resource allocation decisions that influenced program priorities and implementation timelines. The coordination requirements demanded understanding of broader defense policy considerations while ensuring that program objectives aligned with strategic priorities and operational requirements throughout the Pacific Theater. The budget justification processes required developing comprehensive financial analysis that demonstrated cost-effectiveness and strategic value, while addressing oversight concerns about program management and acquisition efficiency. The justification development required understanding of procurement regulations and cost accounting principles while presenting investment decisions in terms of operational capabilities and strategic advantages that supported national defense objectives. The acquisition oversight compliance required maintaining detailed documentation of program decisions and procurement processes, while ensuring adherence to federal acquisition regulations and defense procurement standards that governed major military acquisition programs. The compliance requirements demanded understanding of complex regulatory frameworks while maintaining program momentum and technical innovation that achieved operational objectives within specified timelines. The modernization program required developing systematic approaches to innovation management that would encourage creative problem-solving and technological advancement, while maintaining quality standards and security requirements that ensured operational reliability and information protection. The innovation framework needed to balance risk-taking that enabled breakthrough capabilities with disciplined engineering that produced reliable operational systems. The research and development coordination required establishing partnerships with academic institutions and private research organizations whose technological innovations could enhance program capabilities, while ensuring that advanced research aligned with operational requirements and security standards. The research coordination required understanding of academic and commercial innovation processes, while maintaining focus on practical applications that would enhance naval operational effectiveness. The technology transfer processes required developing procedures for incorporating civilian technological innovations into military applications while protecting classified operational requirements and maintaining security standards that prevented unauthorized disclosure of sensitive military capabilities. The transfer processes required understanding of both civilian and military technology development while ensuring that innovations enhanced rather than compromised operational security and effectiveness. The quality assurance framework required establishing comprehensive testing and validation procedures that could verify system performance under operational conditions, while identifying potential failure modes that could compromise mission success or personnel safety. The quality assurance development required systematic thinking that could anticipate complications while creating contingency plans that would ensure program success under adverse conditions and demanding operational requirements. The intellectual property management required developing policies that would protect government interests, while encouraging innovation from industry partners and allied nation contributors, whose participation was essential for comprehensive technological advancement. The intellectual property framework required understanding of complex legal considerations, while ensuring that innovation incentives aligned with program objectives and national security requirements. The modernization program's complexity and strategic importance required developing comprehensive performance measurement systems that could track progress across multiple technical and operational dimensions, while providing senior leadership with accurate assessment of program effectiveness and strategic impact. The measurement framework needed to capture both quantitative achievements and qualitative improvements that would demonstrate value creation and justify continued investment. The technical performance metrics required establishing objective standards for measuring system capabilities, reliability, and operational effectiveness, while creating baseline comparisons that would demonstrate improvement over existing communication systems. The technical measurement required understanding of engineering standards and operational requirements, while developing evaluation criteria that would provide meaningful assessment of technological advancement and operational benefit. The operational impact assessment required developing methods for measuring improvements in fleet coordination, mission effectiveness, and alliance cooperation that resulted from enhanced communication capabilities. The operational assessment required understanding of naval operations and strategic objectives, while creating evaluation frameworks that could capture both immediate benefits and long-term strategic advantages. The cost-benefit analysis framework required developing comprehensive financial assessment that could demonstrate return on investment while accounting for operational savings, capability enhancements, and strategic advantages that justified substantial program expenditures. The financial analysis required understanding of defense economics and strategic value assessment, while presenting investment decisions in terms that would support continued funding and political support. The strategic impact evaluation required assessing program contributions to national security objectives, alliance cooperation effectiveness, and regional stability that extended beyond immediate operational improvements to encompass broader diplomatic and strategic benefits. The strategic evaluation required understanding of geopolitical considerations and long-term security challenges, while demonstrating program value in terms of comprehensive national defense effectiveness. Up next, you've got two more standout stories right on your screen. If this one hit the mark, you won't want to pass these up. Just click and check them out. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any upload from us.